This is the Eurostepping.
So hey, my name is Petr Herman. I'm 26 years old. I went to LMU and I studied economics, and I did masters in education. And yeah, that's about it.
Great. Okay, so just to start us off, what league was you playing in?
We're playing in WCC, West Coast Conference. Not many, compared to the ACC that gets all the spotlight because of players like, obviously Zion Williamson and players like that. But WCC is growing not only because of Gonzaga, which is dominating the West Coast every year and has been, during my time, has been in the Final Four, even the finals of NCAA. So they also have St. Mary's, and everybody's trying to catch up to Gonzaga, obviously. So that league is, I think, very, very underrated. And it's getting up there, but I think it just needs more media coverage, I guess.
Fair enough. So tell us, if I'm not privy to watching the NCAA, I haven't watched the WCC before. What's the league play like? Is it is it a big man conference? Is it a lot of shooters, ISO? Is it up tempo? Explain to me, what's it like playing in the WCC?
I feel like, every coach has their different philosophy. Obviously, I think Gonzaga sets kind of the tone because they have really, really good big men. And, they have really good players overall. So everybody's trying to match that, as again, like I said. So every team is very different. For example, for me, my freshman year, we had players from all over the world. We kind of played small ball, but then our coach got a 7'3" kid, and then as he developed, over the 3 years, then we started playing a lot through the post. And so it really depends on what kind of players the coaches get, and then they figure out the offense, and then somebody gets hurt or the system's not working, so then you have to adjust a lot. And again, the strategy, obviously the offense and defense even, changes every game. So it's not really, I can't really say if it was fast paced or not. I think compared to the Europe, I think it's a little slower because you have 30-second shot clock, and that kind of sets the tone for everything. But then some schools like Gonzaga itself, they like to play that, I would say the not the European style, but like just the modern basketball.
Okay.
And fast paced. You like run and gun, if not pick and roll, and then figure it out. But some coaches don't like our coach. He didn't like the pick and roll game. He liked like free game, just pass the ball, attack, get somebody open and stuff like that. So it really depends, on the coach, I would say, and his philosophy and stuff like that.
Okay. During your time there, what helped you graduate and play? So obviously you being a student athlete, how was it trying to balance both studying and playing at the same time?
So playing and school, Jesus. All right, so you really have to dig in on your time management, and then you have a bunch of advisors and people that'll help you, obviously, but then it's up to you to do all the work. So you have, our coach set it up in a way when we had study table, which is a mandatory, let's say, hour and a half a day where you do homework, right? And then you, when you fly to games and stuff like that, you got to take those little 30-minute pieces when you're waiting at the airport, or when you're flying to the hotel, or when you're on the bus. You just have to really be careful and use your time wisely, because you don't want to be doing homework on a game day and stuff. Like myself, one time we're on the plane back, and like I was submitting my papers on the plane because like I couldn't get it done, and like I had to buy Wi-Fi and all that. So
No way.
you figure it out, but you figure it out, but that's not what you want to be doing. So that was a freshman year. Also like when I was picking my major, right? And like I remember in CBA, I took that year off because I got hurt, and so I was only doing basketball, and then I jumped into all this mess. Right, and so like I remember one time, like I have a picture that I slept in the locker room because I was trying to save like that 10-minute walk to the practice facility in the morning. Yes, because I was like, man, like I'm doing homework till like 4 a.m. and we got practice at like 5:30. I gotta be on the floor at like 5:30. Like, man, I'll sleep in the gym. So I put up like a nice little mattress, and but yeah, so. Yeah, exactly. Like time management, you use your resources, people are there to help you if you just ask. So that's their job.
Damn, okay. So pretty hardcore. Are there any hacks that you could share? So, if I was coming out there, or, let's say a freshman, like what's a hack to kind of get you through?
Okay. So obviously as a student athlete and a basketball player, if you don't have a football team, you kind of have a privilege of, everybody knowing you, and then like people want to be your friends instantly. They want to get to know you. They want to be around you. And so like, hey, like if you need, I would say, sit around in the classroom, sit around the smartest people that always get A's and stuff like that. And when they do study groups, be around them, or that's one hack that I use a lot. Or just go to the office hours, talk to the professor, explain him the situation. Like, hey, you're a student athlete. Hey, like, yes, you'll get a C or a D on a test, but like, yeah, you'll pick it up. So just make a relationship with the professor, and I mean. I just have the faces of those professors right in front of me who helped me so much just because they understood, but they also like they make you work, but they understand. So if there's a deadline, it can be pushed back, but not in a way that like, hey, I'm a basketball player, I deserve the deadline to be pushed back. No, you gotta get your butt into the office and like develop a relationship. But that's just like, that's a regular life skill. You need something, you got to build a relationship with that person first. And yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of things, but I think these two would be like a really, really big,
the important stuff. Okay, yeah, making a relationship with your professor, and making sure that you're around the smart guys, or the smart crew.
Smart girl.
Okay, I got you. Dealing with a change of roles. So obviously before you went out, I know you was in CBA, but thinking back to when you played at home in your club, was there a transition between, was you like a superstar back at home in the Czech Republic, or was you was you just a small role player? And then how did that change when you went and played at LMU?
I mean, it changed every freaking practice. Yeah, so back home, for the youth, under 18, under 20, all these youth categories, yes, I was like a starting five kind of player. Then I transitioned into men, and then obviously I got my butt kicked by all these older, heavier, experienced players. Huh? So that was so that was a confidence crusher. But then I went to CBA, so then back then we were rolling, right? Like we were killing it in that league. It was just fun, and whenever we played the European competition, I mean, it was a really good challenge. So like, I mean, that was an adjustment as well, right? Like finding your role, like what you're gonna be. Are you gonna be a shooting five? Are you gonna be a post-up player? So you gotta develop those skills. And I definitely wasn't the post-up player, but I met you with that blue bag, and
yeah, we went to work.
and then we went to work, and then those layups and post hooks were dropping, baby.
There you go, cash money.
Oh my goodness, I was dying on those workouts, but
okay, I like it. I like it.
Good times. But then you go to college, obviously, and then everybody pretty much has the same scenario. They're the star players, and they want to, show off the coaches. They want to get to the next level, whatever that means, and whether it's NBA, whether it's pro, playing wherever in the world. So, you really have to just earn your spot and work for everything every day. And those coaches are watching. They're charting stats. They're charting practice, every rebound, every assist, every turnover. Oh my God, we ran so much for those turnovers. So yeah, it's you really have to dig down deep and be okay, what's my strengths, what's my weaknesses, and how can I help the team? Because the coaches are always looking are you a team guy? You're selfish? Are you this or that? So, yeah, it just depends how the team is structured, and then you gotta find your spot. So,
okay, I feel you. Who are the best players that you either played against or played with?
I mean, against Jesus. I mean, you had Domantas Sabonis, then you had Zach Collins, you had Jock Landale, who played in Žalgiris last year, the big man that plays for Portland. Oh yeah, that's Collins. Then Karnowski, I'm trying to think, Kevin Pangos, who played in Barcelona, Nigel William Goss, who's the lefty player that played in Lakers. I believe they picked him. Jonathan Williams.
Who did you told me about a story? You went to Drew League or whatever, and you was playing against.
Oh, that's not fun. Let's not bring that one up. Yeah. So Drew League, it was a funny story because the day we played, I think on Friday night, and the guy who ran the Drew League, he was the assistant. He had a team, so he coached Russell Westbrook in high school, and so he kind of had a team and connection with all the NBA guys, and so it was 6 of us, and then Hassan Whiteside pulled up, and the guard that plays, he's top 10 small forward right now in the NBA. I can't remember his name. He played for Denver.
Nene?
No. Small forward though. I can't remember his. Oh my God. Well, anyway, we had 3 NBA guys on our team, right? And then the next day we show up, and then these guys go to party, so they don't show up. And I'm standing on the sideline, and I see JaVale McGee and Nick Young and Bobby Brown and Kenneth Fareed. They're standing on the sideline, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. They came to watch, games, and suddenly I see them. I see them freaking dressed up,
warmed up and ready to go.
I know I'm not supposed to cuss, and I'm holding myself back right now. But yeah, I went, oh snap! So it's me, the 7'3" dude that just came. He came for the summer training. He told me many times that he didn't want to come back because we trained so much. And so he gets thrown in the Drew League, right? Subbing for me, guarding JaVale McGee, catching lobs from the half court. It was, oh my God, it was crazy. But then, our school, and that's something that I definitely took for granted. Didn't take it for granted, but now I appreciate it so much, is that, Chris Johnson, the NBA skills coach, he would come with players like Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, and Dwayne Wade, and all these guys. When I left, LeBron even pulled up to the gym, So
wow,
there's all these NBA players coming in and out. I mean Blake Griffin. I remember I was lifting a lot. I was at 240 pounds, and I was feeling myself, and then Blake Griffin walks into the gym, and I'm just this is a human his body was just he wouldn't fit in the freaking door. And you're what? you know, and then he would stretch a little bit, and suddenly he's like dunking it from the free throw line almost. You're like, all right, like why am I even trying? Like, what the hell? It's crazy, like crazy thing. Like
make you reevaluate like what you do in your life. Make you reevaluate, man. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you have Russell Westbrook coming in there, and you know, I remember I go and hedge him. He splits the screen, and I turn around, and there's a big man. You know, my teammate. He's from Serbia. He's underneath the basket. He just ran away. It's so hard that he almost takes the rim home. And he's like, why didn't you hedge better? I'm like, why didn't you block him?
Yeah, why didn't you hedge? Why didn't you block? You know, we both could have done something. Next time. Yeah, nah. Tried to call a timeout while he was on defense, huh?
Pretty much. Like, oh,
like
no, I don't play
I was gonna be there. Coaches called my name. My bad. Okay, so with the knowledge you have now, if you were to redo 3 things coming into college, what would it be?
3 things. Build a relationship with the head coach. I think reevaluating my skills from the start and be like, okay, this is what I gotta work on so I can help the team, not what I wanna feel like I'm good at, but like really sit down and analyze the game. And 3 is, I think, watch a lot of film, because when this is a good story. I think if you let me go on, like I don't want to, you know, go on too long, but
yeah,
I think it was my junior year and we're playing BYU, and there's a big man standing next to me, and like I was trying to earn my way into the starting 5 and like trying to establish myself, right? And so I'm kind of standing there and he's next to me. He's 6'10", but the difference was that he was averaging 20 and 10 and I was like 3 and 2, right? So I was like, what the hell? Like, what does this guy have that I don't? Like, I'm like, well, he jumps just like me. He shoots just like me. But there's something different, right? Like, and first of all, it was a connection with the point guard. They were really good friends. They played in high school together. Second of all, it was his mindset, that it's just the confidence that he had, right? And so like when I watched him, I watched a lot of film on him. I studied him, and then I went to work, right? Like early extra weights in the morning, early this, early that. And suddenly I started making my way up. And then it was funny because then the last game of that season, we played in WCC tournament. And, you know, like I just stood there in that circle on the jump ball. And I was like, I was getting ready for that guy for like 2 months. And he had no idea. But like that night, I was standing there in that circle. I was like, I'm gonna kick your butt. I said something else, obviously. So I'm just gonna demolish you. I knew what he's gonna do, everything, and so I had double against him, right? From a player who was just 2 months before that, averaging like 3 points and playing garbage minutes. So yeah, and watch a lot of film and find somebody that you can emulate your game, you know, I mean, like imitate your, you know what I mean, what I'm trying to say. Just find a player that's kind of like you and try to see, is he so good, and then, you know, recreate that pretty much.
For you, what was the best part of playing in the States?
Playing the States, I mean, just the atmosphere.
Everyone, raise your beers to Petr Herman!
Like everybody loves college basketball, so like when you know, I think when the first time we went to Gonzaga and BYU, and there's 19,000 people at BYU, and they have, you know, NBA like atmosphere. I mean, even better atmosphere. Just, you know, there's students 2 hours before
crazy,
the game. You're warming up. The student section is full, and they're screaming at you, and they have posters of you. I mean, oh my God! One time, one guy was on Tinder, and girl found him,
No
and they took
way.
his profile and they like made a big head and they were like, "Hey, swipe left, swipe right." And they're roasting him the whole game.
No
It was
way.
hilarious. Or just like, yeah, that kind of stuff, you know, like I said, 15,000 people at the game. You don't get that unless you're playing in EuroLeague in here. So the atmosphere at the games, and then I guess just the atmosphere around sports in general. Like everybody, like you're like a superstar in there. You know, like here you walk on the street and everybody, like nobody even talks to you, looks at you. You walk around campus over there and everybody's like, "Oh, you play basketball?" Blah, 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 blah. You know, so it's just, I think you experience pretty much a pro life as a college player. So
Nice. I like that. I think that's, for me, that's seeing the difference between basketball in England and basketball in the States. You know, is the crowd, the atmosphere, everyone's so passionate about their team, their school, their club, you know, even like the whole alumni system. So I think
the alumni, like that's a big thing, like you said, because like our school isn't really big in terms of like, I mean, they have good history with like hang-gathers and that, but that was many years ago. But those alumni come through in there as well, and they want you to be successful. So like once you graduate, they're like, "Hey, like you need a job, can I help you somehow?" You know, like you're not even asking, and they're there for you. It's a big family, and you never know where those contacts like
can take you.
You know, can take you. So
okay, what's the team that you hated playing? Was there a particular team? Obviously, you know, you play conference, out of conference games, blah blah. What's the team that, like, when you saw them up on your schedule, you was like, "Man, it's gonna be a long night"?
Oh yeah, I mean, somehow I always played good against Gonzaga, no matter when. And like, I think our coach knew it, that I always had something against them, so he always put me in. I just went to work.
Like they didn't recruit you, so you was trying to get them back.
Hey, it's crazy that I don't know. Somehow it just worked out. You know, whether it was guarding Karnowski, or he's 300 pounds and 7'2", and you know you're playing against him. Everybody's expecting like, or he thinks like, "Oh, this is gonna be easy," and then you have 4 blocks on him, and he has 2 points, and you're like, "What the?" And he's like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So you know, those nights were so much fun. And then like, you know, this is the thing. Like then everybody starts chanting your name. The gym's going crazy, and that's the atmosphere that you really want to experience.
Who did you hate playing? What team was the thorn in your side?
Yeah, so I think BYU was that team that we hated playing, because it was just they were gnarly, man. Like they played dirty. They walked around like they were entitled, and our coach hated them as well. So he spread that all over us. And I mean, when we beat them my senior year, when I was actually hurt, I mean, it was the best. It was the best feeling. We even threw the cold water from the cooler, on the coach in the locker room. Oh yeah, I mean, I have those videos too. I'll send you those as well.
Yeah,
it was so much fun. So yeah, I mean, that team was on our list. Can't think of it.
Fair enough.
Oh my goodness. And then whenever I played against Gito in San Diego.
San Diego State, okay.
San Diego, USD, University of San Diego.
Oh yeah. What's the weather like?
What's the weather like? Well, you need shorts and a shirt, and if it's considered cold, you need a hoodie. That's about it. That's your that's gonna be majority of your clothes in LA.
And is that all year round, or is it just certain times?
It's probably like 280 days out of 365 is sunny and warm. So
damn, okay.
I miss that so much, you know. I mean, and you
is it not like that in the Czech Republic?
No, not
you
at
sure?
all. Oh my goodness. Man, don't even start. I wanna, it's crazy. I would like sometimes like, man, why did I come back?
What's the time difference, and what did you do to get over your jet lag?
It's 9-hour difference. From England, it's 8 hours, and then to get off your jet lag, so when you go there from Europe, it's fine. Like I think I adjusted pretty fast. When you go from LA to Europe, then I think I was messed up for like 2-3 nights. But then obviously there's different hacks that you can do, right? Like I mean, sleep on, like you just have to figure out what time you're gonna arrive into Europe or the destination that you fly into, and then like 2 days prior to that, try to set yourself up to that time zone, and then you adjust much faster than just going to sleep at 8 p.m. in LA and then flying in, and then you wake up then you're in England at 8 a.m. and you're sleepy, and then you sleep all day, and then you're messed up for
a couple of days.
So,
yeah, crazy. Okay. So trying to sync your body clock beforehand. What's the must-see destinations of LA? Like where, like you're trying to let me know where must I go?
Santa Monica, Hermosa Beach, Malibu. I mean, there's so many places. Like people that went to visit me, they wanted to see Hollywood and all these BS, but I'm just like, no, like stay on the coast, stay close to the beach, and then obviously there's USC, you want to go see the games. I mean, the Kings, the Kings hockey with NBA, you want to go see the Lakers and Clippers. When I was there, obviously we had the Lob City and Clippers. So
Lob City, yeah, that was my team, man.
Yes, sir. Bruce Paul, Blake Griffin, and DeAndre.
Jeez, man, exciting times.
Poor rims. Hey, who was that guy that got demolished by DeAndre?
Knight, Brandon Knight.
Oh my goodness.
The worst dunk in NBA, the worst poster in NBA history, man.
Jesus,
man, I feel it, man. Right. Best place. So where's the best place to get food?
Best place to get food. Well, from Loyola, there's actually down in Playa Vista, which is really known for all the big companies that are coming in there from San Francisco. What is it called? The Silicon Valley. So there's a bunch of cool restaurants, and like one would be burger place, Hobdoggies, the best French
Hobdoggies?
Oh no, Hobdoggies. They have
Hobdoggies, okay.
Hobdoggies. They have best burgers down there. They have the best. What is that? That French fry sauce is like garlic aioli or something like that. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And then when you're over 21, then you can get that beer with the margarita, or margarita with the beer in it. And then you might have to call an Uber to get you back to the to campus. But it's a walk, it's a walking distance. It's funny, it's a walking distance, and the American guys always hated me and the other European guys that we wanted to walk down there, and they wouldn't talk to us for 3 days when we wanted to walk down there, and we refused to buy an Uber on the way back because they were so poor guys.
Fair enough. Best place to get new shoes, new kicks.
Best place. Jeez. All right. I guess at every school almost you're gonna have the guy that's the shoe plug. So once you get to know him.
Okay. There's a plug. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you don't go to the store. You have a guy for that.
No, and if you do, you just go to Melrose Avenue, and those guys are all over that place as well. So, and we have a guy from our school. He supplies guys like LaMelo and LeBron's and Shaq's sons and all these NBA dudes as well. So like you I mean, you just have to get to know people, and if you want to go to the store, obviously Melrose Avenue and all these big shoe stores. But you know, I think the best one is to get to know the people at the school.
Nice. Okay. What American holiday is the best and why?
What American holiday was the best? Well, none of them, because you have to practice. Coaches,
I didn't care. It didn't matter.
I'll be 100% honest. If there's a holiday, you're in the gym. You get like 24 hours. If it's like Christmas, then you go home and you fly right back to the gym, baby.
I love that. None of them, they're all the same. They all mean practice.
We actually hated. Oh, my Christmas break was the worst. If you're an overseas guy, because you're not going, you know, I mean, you're not flying from LA, you're not flying back for 48 hours and then back. Like, you gotta kill all that time in the plane to have dinner with your family, you know. So, but I would say actually, you know, that Christmas break again, my last year, my very good friend from school, he took me and my teammate to his uncle's in Santa Barbara, and his whole family came. So it was really, really cool time. We spent like 3 days there. We played, what was that, softball, and we went to the beach. You know, it was sunny. I can send you those. Santa Barbara is ridiculous too, because that school is right on the cliff, and like the dorms are literally just like 2-minute walking distance from the beach. So
wow,
that school is insane. When we went there, I was mind blown. But yeah, I think Christmas is fine if you get a few days off, and then I think 4th of July can be fun as well. People want to just get drunk and have fun. So.
Okay.
I mean,
after they're 21, obviously.
After you're 21, obviously.
Did you get homesick, and how did you deal with it?
No, I actually did. I think I was not at all, because again, I've made, you know, I got close with my teammates, and then you build relationships around. I think the only time when you get homesick is again when it's Christmas or it's some kind of holidays, and then you go on social media and you see everybody posting pictures with their families, and you're like, But then you're in a tournament in Hawaii, and you're like, life's not that
it's not that bad. Everyone's at home in the cold, and I'm in Hawaii.
Right,
poor me.
And you're eating crab legs, and the only bad thing is that you have to be in the gym for practice for like 4 hours, and then play games at like 7 a.m. because of the time difference from West Coast and East Coast. But you're in Hawaii though.
Man, it sounds like a tough life.
No, exactly. Again, if you're over 21, you can maybe sneak a drink in the pool or when you have a day off.
Right, controversial. Okay, but you know, we're straight talking. Being in college and, you know, away from home, there's a lot of influences. Alcohol, which we alluded to, and let's say drugs or whatever. Like, what's that like on campus? What's that like around campus? Or, you know, I'm not saying, well, not LMU in particular, but what's it like dealing with the distractions of, you know, drugs and all the rest of it?
Well, again, you have to pick your circle. I think that's very important. You got to be very picky who you associate yourself with. And Coach Newell, he really dig down deep on this one, and it stuck with me till now. He said, you know, your day is scheduled pretty much from like 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. or like 8 p.m. Then you have like 2 hours throughout your day to do whatever you need to do, and those 2 hours will dictate what, like, how successful you're gonna be in your career, right? So like if you're spending it with women, or you're spending it or in parties, or you're spending it, you know, whatever you want to call it, like there's so many outside influences, right? And they're gonna be there. You just have to be disciplined enough and be like, all right, is this what I want to do? And there's plenty of distractions. Obviously, it's LA. It's LMU has a lot of rich kids, driving Mercedes, and I mean Mercedes is not the nicest thing, Ferraris and Lamborghinis, and they go to Dan Bilzerian's houses and all that, and it's obviously it's cool, but it's not helping you to do why you there to do what you do. So again, pick your circle, and then obviously just stay disciplined. And if you try it, then okay, but then like in moderation, and don't lose yourself in it, I would say.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's one of those things that people don't like to talk about, but it's the reality of that stuff comes up.
Oh yeah. Exactly. And then you get training. Like there's our coach is really good, and I think they get it everywhere. I think it's mandatory. Like you get training, you get like video webinars of like what's college gonna be like and all that. But then again, you're gonna live your life and you want to experience all that. So again, like I said, you can try it, but then try it, see if it works for you. Doesn't, all right, move away, right? Like just trial and error. Just go on and go back to do why you're there, like to do what you do, to play basketball, to be who you want to be, and not waste your life doing all that crap. So
obviously you just touched on it, but how did you deal with the opposite sex? You being a collegiate player, being from overseas, you got a different accent. How did you keep from having the girls take you off course?
I locked myself in the gym. Literally tried to, oh my God, man, we can go on stories about how I tried to push them away from me, but they hunt you down there. I swear to God, it's crazy. Like it's insane. I can tell you a funny story, right? We go on a foreign trip. We went to Spain, and then we're coming back during the summertime. That was my freshman year, during the summertime, right? So like I'm in the hotel, and you just touched on it. You just called it like it is. So I'm in the hotel doing homework, or maybe I was doing nothing, but I was supposed to be doing homework. And our academic advisor calls me downstairs and says, hey, like, coach wants to have a word with you. I'm like, oh no. So I'm in the elevator sweating, like, oh my God, what did I do, right? And he's sitting there casually, and he's like, hey, like, how you doing? I'm great. And he's like, hey, like, your life is gonna change like 360 degrees right now. I'm like, why? He's like, well, you're gonna come to campus and it's gonna be full of people. I'm like, well, this is great. It's been empty the whole freaking summer. And he's like, there's gonna be a lot of pretty women. I'm like, thinking in my head, right? Like, great.
Yeah, like, great. Amazing.
Exactly. And he's like, yeah, like, watch out. It's gonna be a distraction. You're not gonna have time for this. And you're like, you're nice. You talk to people, like you want to be friendly, all that. And the academic advisor's looking at me like, yeah, like it is like that. And I'm just like, yeah, I got this. No worries, coach. And then you get there, and every girl looks like a supermodel. Like they literally go there, like they have 100,000 of followers on Instagram, and they want to, again, like you're a basketball player, you're a superstar there, and so they want to get to know you. And you come from the CBA when you're locked up with 60, 70 other dudes, and you don't get to see a girl for for however long. So
that's hilarious.
Just say that like it is. So
yeah.
It's crazy. Don't want to bring Narnia up, right?
Oh man, no, that's crazy. That is crazy. No way.
Oh my goodness. So
you said, no, Narnia, I'm free. Oh, that is hilarious.
Oh my gosh. So
Oh man. Right. So, just to wrap it up. Is there?
just to finish that one, it's a good problem to have when
It's a
when
good
you look
problem
back.
to have. Okay, fair enough.
When
Hey,
you look back.
distractions. You know what I mean? It checks where your head's at. So yeah, I guess you could have worse problems in life, right?
I guess.
Right. So, what would you say to anyone? You know, we're talking about Pete, going back years now. You know, your freshman year, or you just get recruited. What would your message be to yourself, or let's just, you know, it is for those who are just being recruited or, you know, just signed. What would be your final statement to them?
Well, I think study the coach and the style that the style of basketball he likes to run, so you understand if you fit in or not. So you don't have to transfer and then sit out and lose a year and all that. So second of all, be physically and mentally ready for just the crazy lifestyle in terms of work and schoolwork and all that, and everything is just kind of like it's you know, it's, you're a student athlete, but you really are a professional basketball player when you enter that world. So you just have to be crazily focused and dedicated to that, because if you're not, you know, it's easy to say like, hey, you're not. I mean, I've been there my freshman year, and from that year, I was the only one to make it to like graduation. Like after first year, like 8 guys were either kicked out or they left because they understood that they could not make it with that coach, you know. So just understand and like know that there's so many people behind you, so you just have to really work your butt off to make it. So, and it sounds nice, and you may be like, oh, I got this, but like, hey, like this will push you to a whole different level. So, and there's obviously plus sides, but this, you know, it's a grind, man. So just make sure you're ready for that.
Man, that's great advice, Pete. Hey, I can't thank you enough. Really appreciate it.
No, it was great. Thank you. It's fun to talk hoops. So thank you for thank you for inviting me into this, and I'm glad to help. So.
This is the Eurostepping.